Hey guys, it's Misty. I'm coming to talk to you today about shocks. So commonly, I get customers who have the wrong shocks on the front of their bugs. Now, when it comes to rear shocks, you can use a gas shock, you can use an oil shock. I prefer on a bug, a dune buggy, fiberglass dune buggy, not an off-road dune buggy. Off-road, pretty much gonna go with a coilover or gas shock, but on a street car, on a dune buggy, on a bug, you're going to want to use an oil shock. Oil shocks will help allow the suspension to actually come up and down. A lot of people will put a gas shock on the front end. It doesn't allow the front end to actually dip and dive when braking, which actually can cause it to bunny hop across the road. It does not allow for the tires that you have on it to get proper traction. So when I am suggesting customers to get shocks for the front end of their car, I am always going to suggest the EMPI heavy duty oil shocks. The EMPI shocks come both in a ball joint and a link pin or all rear design. Now, how do you tell you got an oil shock versus a gas shock? So many customers get oil shocks and the first thing they say to me is that they are broken because you have to pull them apart. A gas shock will come with a band wrapped around it. And once you cut that band, will pop open and expand. With an oil shock, the suspension is designed to do the work and the shock is designed to dampen. And so it will come down and it will come back up, the suspension pulling the shock apart. That's how all your Volkswagen bugs were designed, all your buses were designed. The shocks, when they are a gas shock, because the shock itself is pushing the suspension apart, that's what causes a lot of times the bunny hopping that happens on the front end. Now again, these shocks can be used on the front and on the rear. If you have a ball joint front, you're still going to use the link pin rear. If you have a link pin, then you're going to still use the link pin shock on the front and on the rear. One more quick tip. If you are running a beam, whether it be ball joint or link pin, and you are running a stock beam, you're always going to use a stock height. If you are running a beam with adjusters, but you're running your adjusters pretty much at full height, you're going to run a stock shock. If you are running drop spindles, again, stock shock. If you are running a beam with adjusters and the adjusters are pretty much bottomed out, or you have them one click or two up, those are going to use a shortened, or as they call it, a lowered shock. If you are running stock height, you use stock shocks. Please remember that. So many people put lowered shocks on their Volkswagen and then they pull that suspension together, and once again, the suspension does not work. If you're looking for these shocks, the part numbers are 9650, 51, 52, and 53. I hope this helps. If you need any more quick tips, give me a call, shoot me an email. Always here to help.